Hey everybody, welcome to Wick Live. We are back after taking a week off. I am Kayla Dan. I'm here with my lovely co-host Dan Selke. What did you just do before we went on? You had like a little shiver. Did you just do like
I don't know. I'm just glad to be back.
I just saw you out of the corner of my eye, like having a little twitch.
Just getting into it.
Oh, okay. Just making sure.
It's nice to be back. Kayla, how was your week off?
It was good. I mean, we were still here, but
we all were. We took a little break.
Just had to like take a little break after that season 7 madness.
Yes, it was. It's over, and now we're entering the off season. But as we'll see, there is no shortage of stuff happening.
None.
We're gonna have a big program for you today, guys. Okay, we're gonna start with a giveaway. Giving away these 3 dragon plushies.
Oh, we have more. Okay, I was like, you're giving away our favorite prop?
Oh no, don't worry. We have lots. We have
good.
These 3 are ours. This is a in the box
duplicate
one that will be given away to whoever can tell me the answer to this trivia question. Here's the way giveaways work. I'm going to ask a trivia question, and you guys are going to, if you know the right answer, email the address we're going to show on the screen right now. dan.selke@winteriscoming.net. We used to do it by the comments, and then there were some irregularities about who posted first, so we're going to try this.
Isn't that hard to like not debate? Whoever posts first
You would think
did
so?
in fact post first?
There were some technical difficulties, so what we're going to try now is I'm going to ask a trivia question. Send the answer to this email address, and then whoever responds first and correct, I'll write you back. Ask
That way you won't know if you're first. Dan is honest. Yes.
And then you will get these 3 dragon plushies. So the trivia question is as follows. In the very first scene of Game of Thrones, and the very first scene, the prologue to a Game of Thrones, what is the name of the knight and ranger who goes beyond the wall and is killed by the White Walkers/Whites? In the very first scene of Game of Thrones, the very first scene of a Game of Thrones, the book, what is the name of the knight/ranger, a Night's Watch member who goes beyond the wall and is killed by the White Walkers and Whites?
I read the prologue last night and I don't even know the answer to this, so this is why.
But, I mean, someone out there does, and if you do, email dan.selke@winteriscoming.net. First person to get it right will win the dragon plushies. All right. Hold up again, because they really can't. I'm not sure if they can see them. Also, if you have any questions or comments along the podcast, let us know. We're trying to monitor, and we'll talk with you. Although I'm having trouble right now looking at the comments. So, Mark, if you see any, would you be so kind as to yell them on out? Just the moment.
Julie Davies says good morning.
Hi, Julie. Good morning to you, too.
Good morning.
All right. Kayla, season 7 is over. Is that what you're saying?
I was just going to say, I hope it's sunny in Australia.
I mean, it's pretty sunny here.
Yes, it is.
It was an unseasonably warm weekend. So season 7 is over, but there is a ton actually going on behind the scenes, prepping for season 8.
Lots.
The final season is getting up and going. It's up and running. It'll be here before we know it, being made. We're going to say forever before we actually see it.
Right.
But there's lots going on. I want to just kind of break it down bit by bit, get our reactions, tell you guys what's going on, and see how we feel about it. First of all, the Variety posted the budget for season 8 coming out going forward, 6 episodes. And Kayla, it's almost staggering how much money they spent on this thing. $15 million per episode.
What?
Can you believe that?
That's nuts.
That's a nuts amount of money.
Is that, no, never mind.
Is that?
I was going to ask if that includes paying the actors. No.
Yeah, I assume it does.
It does?
Actually, I don't know.
To put it in perspective, towards the end of Friends, they were each making $1 million an episode.
It is true. It does happen. These guys are air cable, so they don't make as much as that. They're not network.
I would think that's not including the actors' salaries.
I honestly do not know. But I do know
Technicality.
That most cable network dramas cost around like $5 million to make, maybe $4 million. That's like the upper end of it.
Oh, wow.
I mean, even like your really fancy shows like Netflix's The Crown cost a $10 million episode. Back in season 1, the show cost around, I wrote it down.
Can't make a low budget show anymore, that's for sure.
Yeah, it cost around $6 million, which is still expensive for a show in its first season. It's ballooned to an extent where it's like nothing else on TV.
Right.
$15 million an episode, that's, for 6 episodes, it's $90 million bucks. Yeah, maybe you're right. The actors aren't included in that, but it's a huge amount.
But then again, there's so many actors, and there's not like with Friends it was 6, so you had with this it's like a huge cast.
Well, I mean, most of them don't make tons.
Right.
I mean,
I wonder who the highest paid actor is and what that is.
I can tell you, the highest paid actors, they all share it. It's
Okay.
Peter Dinklage, Lena Headey, Nicholas Coster-Waldau, Kit Harington, Emilia Clarke. Is there one other one? Those are the 5 top. I know that.
So that didn't include Arya, Sansa?
No, because they were younger when they signed their contracts.
Got it.
So they don't get as
So
much.
the top 5 all make the same?
Yeah, I think it's $500K.
Okay.
Which is not
too shabby.
Oh, jeez. Anyway, a lot of money, and just the question is, you know, is that kind of, we were talking about it, is that kind of thing sustainable? If every streaming service and network out there is trying to make this kind of epic show, you know, we have things like Stranger Things being made for $8 million an episode in season 2, The Crown, $10 million an episode. Amazon's got Robert De Niro, he's paying him $750K an episode for a detective show, and other big shows like that. Is it possible to make a show on the cheap anymore and have it be a hit?
If you want to compete, I'm thinking no.
Okay, that might be the case, and we'll just have to see where that goes, where it takes the industry further. Because Game of Thrones had a big effect on the industry, and this is one of the ways it's pushed it to go bigger. It's
Right.
pushed it to go huge.
And I don't feel like they film a lot in a studio, whereas a lot of other shows do. So I would think that takes a big budget.
Oh yeah, they got to go all over the world, like literally 4 continents. Although they're in a studio more than you might think. They're in a studio quite a bit too. Like, you know, at any time it's just 2 people in a room talking. They don't
Indoor
go to
scenes.
a castle in England to do that.
Right.
Also, there's some scenes where it's like the whole thing when the Sept blew up. Remember that?
Yeah.
That was all in studio. It's a big scene.
CGI.
CGI stuff like that. But so that's exciting. $50 million an episode, not bad. Johnny Hackett will take those dragons. And Johnny, get me your answer through. And Julie Davies says these guys deserve every cent they get. I think it's probably true. I mean, it's been a huge ride. Why not end it in style? I hope they can afford to put Ghost the Direwolf on there. Other things going on. We have new roles being cast for season 8. That
Anything
stuff is
for
coming
us?
out. Yeah, okay.
Do you have an updated headshot and resume?
Well, here, right now. That works.
Take a screenshot.
Okay, well, the one role that you could play, there's only one female role on here, is Sassy and Attractive Girl. Remember,
Dan, what are you saying?
That's the only.
Am I sassy?
No, I'm saying that's the only female role on this list. There are a bunch of new roles for season 8 they're casting. Among them, Sassy and Attractive Girl.
Yes, I can be sassy.
Another Northern Girl will film the weekend of November 6th, play opposite leading cast members in a memorable scene. I kind of...
A dance?
Quite possibly. We're not sure. I kind of am afraid they're
castle
casting...
feast?
A castle feast, maybe. Maybe you're... maybe... Not you, you're not...
A wedding?
It could always be a wedding. Memorable scene. Sassy and Attractive. There's also a mercenary. Let's do him last, actually. Northern farmer, age 25 to 35, straightforward, honest man of simple tastes.
Ed
Another
Sheeran.
Northerner. Ed Sheeran? He said he won't.
Reprise his role. Okay, I know, he's out.
You got a sailor, 40-ish something, rough and tumble, ready seafaring type with a weathered face and strong presence, probably an iron-born dude, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
So you know that Euron's going over to get that
Join the Greyjoys.
golden company, so I'm betting he's there. We got 2 guards, a 20-something and a 30-something. You know, got to have some guard roles there, armies and such. One of the more interesting ones is a role of a mercenary, age 35 to 50. Military type, kind of strong, straightforward, authoritative. But he's filming in June, which gives us a clue of how long they're going to be doing this.
That's not a good sign.
I don't know. I mean, it always depends. That a good sign's a bad sign. It means they're going to be filming at least until June, which is months and months away. And they start in October. They start next month. So that's, oh God, I have to count impromptu, and it's going to be a disaster.
I have to use my fingers.
That, it's bad.
7 months?
It's quite a long time. Which is good though, because that means they'll be working on this for, and the rumor is they'll go through August, which is a full 10 months, which is longer than they've ever gone before. But you know, when you're making a $15 million episode show.
What was your prediction? I said, I think January 2019.
I said
You
like
said
March-ish.
Okay.
I'd get behind January, though, if that happened. I would eat my hat if it doesn't come out in 2019. It looks like they're going to go a long time filming. And
Wait, you think it won't, like before that or after that?
Oh, I think it'll happen in 2019. I'll eat my hat if it doesn't.
Okay.
I'll buy a hat and I'll eat it. Just because they're filming a very long time and they're spending tons of money on it, which means lots of special effects. I would bet really good money we won't get it at all next year, which is too bad, but we'll have to live with it. 8 months helps Julie. Thank you, Julie. Ooh, Sam Louise Bradburn asks, will the episodes be longer? The word is that they will. We got Casey Bloys, HBO programming president, saying probably. We have sound designer Paula Fairfield saying she's heard they'll all be feature length. Plus, if you're spending $15 million an episode, I mean, part of the reason that's higher than before is because you're putting more into it. There's more stuff to go into it.
Yeah.
So I think yes. How long? I don't know. Probably not 2 hours. More like the finale, which was like a good 80 minutes, which is a short movie, basically, is my educated bet. We also know the directors who are coming on.
Ooh, who do we have?
We got David Nutter, the guy who directed The Red Wedding, the guy who directed Cersei's infamous Walk of Shame. Remember these moments?
So he's good.
Moments. He's good.
He's had some epic scenes.
He did. He directed Shireen Baratheon being burned at the stake.
Ugh.
I know.
That's my least favorite
That's
episode.
still the roughest part of the entire show for me.
I agree.
But yeah, he's a dependable dude. He's coming back. And Miguel Sapochnik, the guy who made Hard Home and Battle of the Bastards and The Winds of Winter, also a very solid director. And finally, kind of a big piece of news, the final episode of the whole series will be directed by David Benioff and Dan Weiss themselves.
Love it.
Do you love it?
I do. And I love their little commentaries after every episode. I sit and watch it.
Yeah, they're fun. And I mean, it makes sense. Like
They have calming voices.
I think they are very still waters type people. I mean, you know, they've put in a decade of their lives for this. It does make sense that they'd want to round it out.
That's a good bookend.
Right? And they have directed episodes before. They directed the episode Two Swords, season 4. Remember when Arya and the Hound got into a bar brawl and she killed a guy with needle through the throat?
Yes.
That's a good one. They directed that one. They directed one other one too. So they've done this before. I mean, they're not directors by trade, you know, they're writers. And maybe that tells us the last episode won't have a ton of special effects battles in it.
Maybe no one will be left standing.
Maybe it's just an hour and a half of snow blowing over graves. It's experimental.
Who will be the last person standing? I'm so curious.
As are we all. You guys say anything? Be amazing. It's summer here. Cassie thinks it'll be out in November or December 2018. Just cross fingers for that.
A good Christmas present, maybe? December?
That'd be nice to kind of round out the year.
Something
with
to
that.
binge watch on your holiday. I guess you can't binge watch it. Never.
Finally, speaking of the ending, though, another big report is that Casey Bloys, again, the programming president who enjoys talking, he was at, I think where he's from, Bethlehem Moravian College in Jamaica, speaking to faculty and students, and he hinted that they are going to shoot multiple versions of the ending, so that there is no definitive
I saw
answer
this,
until the
and
end.
am I getting this confused? And the cast won't know which ending they're using, is that right?
Yeah.
Did they do this last season too?
No.
Oh, okay. Then I saw it for this season.
Fair enough. Yeah. I mean, it's
I saw
making the
something on it
rounds.
recently that they are going to shoot multiple endings, and they're not going to tell the cast which one they're going to use.
What do you think about that, Kayla? Good idea, bad idea?
I don't know. Are we going to get to see the alternate endings on some DVD extra?
I mean, I can't.
Or will that be
possibly know.
upsetting to know it could have gone another way?
I mean, I don't think they're going to film. I think they have an ending in mind. I don't think they're going to let's film a bunch and see which one we like. I think it's more, we have an ending in mind. We're going to film that one.
I think this is risky.
And we're going to film other ones to throw people off the scent because we don't want it leaking out. It's not like there isn't an official ending in mind.
I wonder if the characters get to give an input on which one they would like to see.
Really?
I don't know.
Interesting.
I don't know. I just think this is really risky.
Why so? Why
because
risky?
you're altering the end of this series.
I mean, are you altering it though? If you film, like, what I think is, I don't think they're doing it because they have different ideas. I think they're doing it to prevent leaks. I think they know exactly what ending they want.
Oh, okay. I thought this is like, you know, the breakup where they have several endings on the DVD extra, and you're like, kind of wish it went that way.
Is that the one with Jennifer Aniston and Vince Vaughn?
I feel like there's alternate endings to a lot of movies.
Yes. Yeah, there are, like Clue. It's a classic cult classic. No, in this case, they're doing it because this show
This
has
is better. Okay. I just didn't know that they didn't know how they want it to end.
Oh no, they know exactly how they want it to end.
Let's just draw one out of a hat and see. Okay.
That would be distressing.
To throw people off, that's okay. Yes.
I mean, the thing
Misunderstanding.
is... Fair enough. Okay.
Brian Harris doubts there'll be multiple endings because it would cost too much.
Well, okay, that's a good point, Brian Harris. I mean...
We're doing 15 mil an ep.
When they say multiple endings, I don't think that means they're gonna shoot like multiple giant battle sequences. I think it might be like, okay, Cersei, get in the chair. Okay, we'll film you. Daenerys, get in the chair. We'll film you.
They're shooting fake endings.
Yes, they are shooting one real ending.
Okay.
And they're shooting a bunch of fake endings, and they're not telling the cast which is which, but they know which is the real one.
Okay.
Is my
Which probably means they'll have
summation.
Fake scripts for these fake endings, just in case.
It's like a lot of work,
scripts
doesn't it?
get thrown away. I mean, yeah, people are nutty. To go to these links to try to, you know, spoil it. Look what they're having to do.
Sorry.
Sorry. You're not one of those people. You just report it.
I'm totally one of those people. I would totally do it. I mean, the thing is, though, I'm not sure it works. Like, fans are pretty savvy. Like, once...
As we saw, you know, episodes leaked early this year.
Well, that was illegal. I don't approve of that. But, like, fans are very good at figuring this stuff out, and leaks tend to happen. I'm not sure if it's not wasted energy, frankly.
Yeah.
Like, look, here's what I think. I believe in the resourcefulness of fans. They will figure it out. They're going to do it. And people won't, and you know, you don't have to go look it up, and the great people won't look it up and they won't know, but people are gonna know, okay? That's my guess. Because that's how good they are at this.
If I was on the show, a character, it'd be hard for me not to ruin anything, not by just like telling someone, but like taking pictures on set so you know who's alive, who's not. Like they've posted all these pictures since season 7 has come out of them just all like hanging out, having a chummy time. I'd want to share those. It'd be hard. I wonder what's in their contract that says, you know, I'm assuming it's obviously something like do not share until, you know, the season's over.
They're all sworn to gag orders. And I mean, but I think someone always talks. It's very Game of Thrones that way. By the way, Israel Thomas Jr. has corrected me. Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, Moravian College, my hometown, Dan. I looked it up, Israel, and it said it was like on an island. And I was like, can't be right. I so regret saying it out loud.
Oh, that doesn't sound like a Jamaican college, but
right?
Okay.
So, thank you, Israel, for correcting me on that one. I'm seriously, like, I looked it up. I looked at Moravian College, and, like, that's where Jamaica, it doesn't make much sense.
You're speaking at a college in Jamaica.
Why not? Why couldn't you go to a college in Jamaica?
Do they have a film study class there? I don't know.
I always love these things are
Wait, so where is it? It's in what state?
According to Israel Gonzalez Jr., Bethlehem, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Which does
not
make
to be confused with Jamaica.
More sense. All right. I love that those things are preserved. Sam Ramsey, no one is answering me. Sam, ask your question again, and I promise I will look out for it and answer it.
Don't be mad.
Oh, here's a good one. John Lervick, will winter is coming, including you, Dan, and Kayla, will be doing live videos for the prequel Game of Thrones series to come. Oh, love you guys. Thank you, John. You know, we'll have to decide that when the prequels get here. It depends how many there are, when they come. I'd be up for it. Sure, let's talk about Game of Thrones forever. Speaking of the prequels, though, that's all we got? Yeah. We know more about them. Prequels are on the way. We already know there were 4 in development. They dropped the bomb last week that there's actually a 5th. You're welcome, Dan, says Israel. Thank you. I do need help with these things. There's a 5th prequel coming. And this one is actually written by a guy who works on Game of Thrones already. Brian Cogran's been a writer since the first season. He's written a bunch of episodes. How did he write? Well, he wrote the one with Tyrion's trial. That was a good one.
Oh, yeah.
Right? He wrote the one with The Greyjoy versus Greyjoy battle on the high seas, that was a fun one. And I mean, I say written, like in TV, everyone kind of writes it together and then just like put a name on it for a script. It's not like you go do that and just they come up with it themselves. But still, he's been involved with the team creatively very intensely. So
in that writer's room.
In the writer's room at Sacred of Places. So he's making a series, and George R. R. Martin, writer of Song of Ice and Fire, weighed in and said that, oh, right over here. That he will be working with Brian Cogman every step of the way, and we're going to be co-creating the show together.
Ooh.
Which is interesting. So, in answer to your question, John, I mean, it looks like they take the prequels very seriously. If George R. R. Martin's co-creating one with a Game of Thrones writer, it could be huge, and I don't see any reason we wouldn't cover it.
Are Benioff and Weiss going to be involved in any way?
No, they are getting the hell out of Dodge when this is over.
Cutting ties.
Pretty much. Like I said, they devoted a decade of their lives to this. From what I've read, they're looking forward to spending some time with their families and just
Amanda Peet.
maybe. Oh no, because they're going to make. You've heard about this?
Oh right,
Confederate.
the new controversial show.
The very controversial show about an alternate history.
What's the latest with that? Do we know anything?
Haven't really heard anything.
I know
since
people
the
were
announcement.
up in arms about it.
They were about Confederate. Benioff and Weiss's show about what would the world be like if the Civil War was fought to a standstill and slavery still existed in the South. Very controversial, and no, I haven't really heard anything since. Maybe on purpose, maybe they're trying to not talk about that for a little while. But also, they have Game of Thrones to make.
TBD.
And that takes a lot of your energy.
Right.
So we'll see what happens when that comes closer. But the prequels are full speed ahead. John asked, do we know what the prequels will cover, what stories? Basically, John, no, we don't. We know they'll all be prequels, so they'll not be like the future of Westeros. They won't cover Robert's Rebellion, because we're kind of like covering it sort of with Game of Thrones, or the Tales of Dunk and Egg Adventures, which are novels that George R. R. Martin wrote, novellas rather. Other than that, it's all up for grabs. George R. R. Martin hinted that book fans will be very happy with the story they're tackling with him and Brian Cogman, but that could mean literally anything. That's the nice thing about Game of Thrones, Kayla, and A Song of Ice and Fire. The made-up history is so extensive, you could just dive into it for years and still have more to talk about. George R. R. Martin has said he's often surprised by people who know more about fake history than real history, which is a compliment / insult. It's hard to kind of untangle. But the fact remains that he has written something that is extensive enough to pass off as fake real history. That's how detailed these things are.
I can't imagine writing a book like that. Where does that come from?
I think it has to, he said it has to come from just a burning desire to do it. That if you don't
Good on him.
commit yourself passionately, like you
I
can't
can barely
half-ass
sit still and write for 30 minutes.
Fair enough.
Let alone, how many of these are there?
5, and that's like one of the smaller ones.
And it is over 800 pages.
Brian Harris wants you to talk about Who Survives.
Real
Brian
quick about the
Harris.
prequels. Are they all going to be on HBO?
I mean,
Or do we
yeah,
know?
they're all on
Okay.
HBO. I mean, we'll only have like probably one at the end of the day, maybe 2.
Okay.
But yeah, it'll be on HBO. Who Survives? I mean, we've covered that before, but let's really quickly. Kayla, name 3 characters you need to live, and everyone else dies.
Tyrion, Jon Snow, Sansa.
Gotcha. For me, Tyrion, Sansa, Daenerys.
I thought you were going to say Cersei. You love Cersei.
I love Cersei, but I want her to die.
Okay.
I want her to go down in a blaze of glory. Anyway, finally, let's take a quick step back and congratulate Kit Harington, speaking of Jon Snow, and Rose Leslie, who played his Warling lover Ygritte.
And in my opinion, the only characters to have had true chemistry on the show.
And the only characters who aren't like related to each other or in some way really unhealthy.
No mental issues.
I thought that you enjoyed Daenerys and Khal Drogo together.
Oh, I did like that.
I thought that was creepy too. But,
Oh.
I mean, that's just me. It's definitely one of the healthier relationships, even though
He's
they
a really
ended up killing
attractive
each
man.
other or she ended up dying. Anyway, they're engaged in real life. Very nice. Congratulations, you two. They had a really official like,
A
English
game of-
announcement.
Are they gonna have a red wedding?
Probably not.
No, I'm just kidding.
I super doubt anyone will die at their wedding, but maybe. Also, just so you guys know, the Game of Thrones live concert experience is also going back on the road in 2018. Remember
Yeah,
that?
coming back to Chicago?
Yeah, come back to Chicago. We should go.
I love the music. I love the music.
It was a really fun time. It's also going to tons of cities in Europe this time.
You don't know Dan went when they were here last year.
Yeah, it was a blast. It absolutely was. It really was fun.
I just saw this on the news recently, the local news here in Chicago, and they acted like they hadn't been here before. It was like this first time deal. I was like, oh no, they were here last year, I'm pretty sure.
Whoever wrote that story didn't do the research. Like when I looked up Moravian College, I thought it was on Jamaica.
It's my favorite part about today so far.
Good to hear that.
But no, I'm definitely in to go. When are they here?
I forget. Although we have all the dates on winteriscoming.net.
Not that this location matters.
It starts in 2018.
Okay.
And this time they're going to hit lots of cities in Europe in addition to North America cities. Last year was just North America.
Wow.
And they're doing
World
doing more
tour.
dates than they used to. Now they're going to be Europe too. So it's great, exciting, more people chances to get to hear that. All right, finally, guys, this is almost the end of the show, but I want to tease a little thing we have coming for next week. And congratulations to whoever won the Dragon plushies. Kayla Knows Nothing was a show that we did where Kayla Kaniram, an unsullied viewer who had never seen an episode of the show, get it?
Yes.
Watched every episode of the show. We talked about it. You know, that's over. We can't do that anymore because she's now knows everything. Kayla Knows Nothing
do.
kind of phased itself out into Kayla Knows It All. Much like Clarissa. Going forward, we thought that we would read A Song of Ice and Fire, a chapter, or maybe 2 or 3 chapters at a time, we haven't quite decided yet, and go through it bit by bit. We're going to start that next week in an as yet untitled series that will probably be some variation of A Song of Ice and Fire, like A Song of Dan, and you get the idea. We hope you'll join us for that exciting journey, starting with the prologue for A Game of Thrones. We'll also bring back all the news. We'll talk about the news. We'll talk about new developments. We'll just banter. I'll make more sourcing mistakes about colleges, stuff like that. Wear my shirts backwards. And we'll just have more fun. Let's see what else people are saying. Awesome concept, guys. Hooray. Thank you, Julie. I hope you'll join us. Yeah, Sam points out it'll be in London, May 27th. Pretty cool. And yes, everyone congratulates Kit Harington and Rose Leslie, which is great. But it's pretty cool, right?
I mean,
you play lovers in a story and
fall in love in real life.
get married.
It's like Channing
have
Tatum
kids.
and Jenna DeWitt and Step Up.
It is like Channing Tatum and Jenna DeWitt and Step Up. That's what occurred to me. I don't know who those people are. All right. So we'll see you back here next Wednesday at 4 o'clock Central Standard Time for more news, more updates, and the kickoff episode of going through the Song of Ice and Fire series. Chapter or chapters at a time, we'll play it by ear.